got that mile high magic. You can feel it in the air, in the altitude. Feel it when you can't breathe.
Life in a barrel. Life in a barrel. Life in a barrel.
What it do, Broncos country, and welcome to Life in a Barrel, inspired by the legacy of the legendary Broncos superfan, Tim Barrelman McKernan. We seek to give you raw, educated, unfiltered Denver Broncos news, takes, and opinions. And as always, I'm your host. I go by the name of Town, and joining me every week, my partner in crime. Please welcome Tariq Hatchett Young to the show. Reek, how you living, brother?
I'm tired, not even gonna lie with you. But we got work to do. That's why we're here today. We got
That's right.
Some people won't like it, but got some stuff to talk about the Broncos.
Yeah, absolutely. How's your overall week been, man?
It's been tiring. I need that 4th of July break,
Yeah, that I got a nice little 3-day weekend coming up for the 4th of July holidays. And believe me, if they're offering me a paid day off of work, I'm going to take that shit.
Hey, I don't blame you. I do something.
Oh, man. I ask y'all to bear with me as I am officially entering the coaching ranks of football as an assistant coach on the Montbello Falcons. I'm excited to coach my little man and further entrench myself in the game of football. But, figuring out this routine has been a little bit of a challenge, so excuse us as we did not have an episode last week, trying to figure this all out. But before we dive into this week's topic, which of course is Jonathon Cooper and his entire debacle going on at the moment, I would like to remind y'all that we are running a Denver Broncos jersey giveaway as soon as our YouTube channel reaches 100 subscribers. All you need to do is be subscribed, share with your people, and once we reach 100 subscribers, we will drop the giveaway. Reek, go ahead and give your thoughts on it.
We said it once, we said it twice. Stop playing. Come get you a jersey. You know you want it for free. It's a free jersey. We handle all the shipping and all that. And then, if you get lucky, you get the jersey. Like, come on.
Absolutely. Now, this week's topic, like I said, Jonathon Cooper, it's one I'm hesitant to get into. On the last episode, we talked briefly about this as the story had just broke and there was really not much information out about what was going on. And, it's not our job to speculate about such things. But as someone who reports on the Broncos, this story is just unavoidable. And it affects not just football, on and off the field, but real life and people's safety. When we last spoke about it, the news was that Broncos edge rusher Jonathon Cooper and his girlfriend were both arrested on domestic violence charges. Well, a lot's happened since then. And the only way for us to make sense of this is to just start at the top where things happen. And we're going to start on June 4th, where Jonathon Cooper and his girlfriend got into an altercation that stemmed from cheating allegations. Only thing confirmed from this incident at the time was that they broke each other's phones during the altercation, with him allegedly biting her phone to break hers. When police arrived, his girlfriend accused him of holding her against the wall, choking her for over a minute during this altercation, but the report from the police said her injuries were inconsistent with that claim. Based on the evidence at the scene, officers arrested both of them on misdemeanor criminal mischief charges. That's about where we left things. But 1 week after the incident, on June 11th, new charges were filed against Cooper, stemming from the sworn medical opinion of the forensic nurse who examined Cooper's girlfriend, stating that she had experienced an injury from choking leading to asphyxiation that led to a substantial risk of death and substantial risk of traumatic brain injury, which directly contradicted the responding officer's statement. A protective order was issued against Cooper following the charges, and that night, Cooper sent more than 20 text messages to his now ex-girlfriend, calling her twice and arriving at her home knocking on the door. Police were called, and Cooper was arrested again for violating the protective order issued by the courts, bringing his total charges up to 5, including a felony second-degree assault charge for strangulation and misdemeanor charges for third-degree assault, criminal mischief, violating a protective order, and harassment for the repeated messages and phone calls. According to arrest affidavits, prosecutors were claiming the messages from Cooper were trying to persuade his ex-girlfriend to violate the protective order, including messages not to portray her and of the sexual nature. Cooper has pleaded not guilty to all charges, with trial set to begin next month. And the nuance that's going to be used by Cooper's defense team is that he was not aware of the protective order when he was contacting his ex girlfriend, being that it was issued that day and he had not been served. The Broncos and the NFL have issued statements saying they are aware of and monitoring the situation. And Cooper was dismissed by the Broncos from mandatory minicamp, with Broncos head coach Sean Payton saying the club is very much in tune to the league office, local authorities here, and we've had several meetings. He also reinforced that the bar is very high for anybody that puts on a Broncos uniform, and right now Cooper isn't meeting that standard. Reek, hearing all of this, what are your thoughts on this situation, man?
Man, that's a lot. Let me start off by saying that biting phones and doing all that,
Hmm.
I don't know. To me, it's crazy, especially because in this type of situation, you got to know as an athlete, these things are going to get out, and you as an athlete can't let this happen. For one, you can't go lower and start a problem with her and everything. Like my whole thing is, you two are both adults. Walk away from the situation. If it gets to that point, just walk away, because now you're putting your career at risk. You're putting potentially you being on the team at risk. I don't know. To me, it's just this could have been a very preventable situation in my eyes.
Hmm. For sure, man. It's one of those situations where like everything was just completely avoidable with a little bit of accountability here. Like I stress to the people, if you're not happy in a relationship, just fucking leave. There is no need to allow your infidelity to blossom into such life altering events because of your actions. After this event, that poor woman is never going to be the same again. She's going to carry the trauma of this with her forever. And Jonathan Cooper has endangered the dream that he worked his entire life to achieve. And it was all avoidable. Now, obviously, the decision on his future is not mine to make. If it was up to me, he wouldn't be in a Broncos uniform tomorrow. There's a standard on his team, and that bar is high. And this one particular night dropped you so far below that bar that you're irredeemable in my eyes. Like there's nothing that you could do. There's no excuse for what you did. There's nothing you could say. There's nothing you could do. There's no amount of charity you could do. There's no amount of I'm sorry's or whatever it is. You're tainted.
Most definitely, you definitely got to be accountable for what you did in the situation. I think the part that's really going to get him is the harassment. Basically, after there's an order out and you're constantly blowing her phone up and everything. I think that's what's definitely going to get him on that. So
For sure. And blowing her phone up in is one thing, but for it to be sexual messages, my boy, what are you doing? Like I truly can't even like fathom that. Like you just damn near choked this woman to death. And then when you violate the protection order that's placed against you, it's sexual messages and trying to get her to violate the protective order. And then showing like, bro, you're digging yourself a deeper grave every step that you take to try to cover this shit up.
most definitely, and as one of the like I said, this all could have been preventable, especially because you're one of the upcoming stars on the defense, and losing a guy like you, that hurts out. That hurts a lot now, depending on what happens in the situation, on if he gets suspended or released from the team. It hurts the team overall, because all of this could have been preventable.
For sure. I've already kind of given my thoughts on it. Do you think the Broncos should keep Jonathan Cooper?
It's a hard that's hard for me to say at this very moment. As much as I want to keep him. Like, if everything plays out the way it might play out, then at this point you just got to cut him loose. Like, I know you don't want to do it, but like you said, the standard is the standard, and you can't shy away from the standard, especially at this very moment. We have a very Super Bowl contending team right now, and you're messing your opportunities up. But what I can see happening is them still keeping him on the team, but he'll probably have like some type of suspension.
Yeah, I think that's ultimately what's going to happen. I think but let's be real here. He did plead not guilty. He's going to trial.
Yeah.
If they find him guilty, they're throwing the max sentence at him that he can get. And that's a felony charge. That's second degree assault for strangulation. That's some serious shit if he gets found guilty. And if everything transpired the way that the prosecutors are saying it transpired, he's not getting out of that.
And the league doesn't play about those types of things.
No,
So
they definitely don't. It's hard to say, but at the same time, we have to also embrace the reality that a lot of these high profile athletes will also get some sort of leniency. I like with the whole my exception to that really would be the whole Ray Rice situation, and then Henry Ruggs, who was recently denied bail.
shit, you even look at Rasheed Rice from the Chiefs.
Yeah,
He got like 30 days, and the Chiefs players are like, "Oh, free him" and stuff, and I'm like, he put another person's life in danger.
exactly. Like he's my friend. I don't care that he did bad. Just you gotta hold your people accountable. If you can't grow.
Exactly. You can't grow from that unless you have some type of accountability. So,
Mm-hmm. And I feel for a long time, NFL players have just gotten slaps on the wrist for pulling bullshit like this, man. Like you guys are held to a higher standard because you have so many kids and like people who look up to you, who embrace you as part of their community. And for y'all to turn around, like this goes for even people like Von Miller with all the bullshit that he has on his record.
mm-hmm.
Like there's no excuse. Your talent will never outshine your character.
He's definitely had his mistakes too. Like I said too, I think, especially because we're talking about Vaughn, I think if they decided to bring him back, it would do a lot of wonders for. I think it would help Cooper out a lot because when DeMarcus Ware came, Vaughn was Vaughn was lost, and then he finally had that guidance. So
Yeah.
this might be what he needs to get the guidance he needs to get back on track.
Yeah, for sure. I've kind of just come to grips with the fact that Vaughn is not going to be back in a Broncos uniform, no matter how much we want it. It's not going to happen. That's just I've just come to accept it. I'm done campaigning. Vaughn's still campaigning. He's still trying hard. It's one of those things. If they were going to do it, they would have done it already. Like the only way that it happens, like I said a few episodes ago, is just like a late training camp signing. But I don't see that happening. I really don't.
But
I don't think Cooper's going to be in a position to even receive the mentorship, though. To be honest with you, because like I said, if he's found guilty, that boy's going to jail, and it ain't gonna be no light sentence.
yeah, because Arapahoe County don't play about them things, especially if it's Big.
I think this one was in Douglas County.
I was in Douglas. Oh, they don't play either.
Yep. Yeah, this one was in Douglas County because I think it was Parker police that were involved.
Oh yeah, they don't play about that.
Yeah, definitely. But Reek, I don't want to end this episode on such a sour note. This was a bad story. I hate even having to write on this shit. So let's go ahead and just get into some updates from mandatory minicamp, which was happening. Bo Nix is officially back in practice after being held out of OTAs due to his another ankle procedure to clean up his ankle. How are you feeling about Bo finally being back in practice?
Our Savior's back.
Yes.
Bo is back. I can sleep at night again. Oh, it's such a blessing to know our QB1's coming back. And I got a little hot take. I got a hot take now. I think this is his MVP year. Calling it. This is my hot take.
Okay. I'm gonna say my hot take right here. Bo's never winning an MVP.
Oh,
that's my hot take, and it's not no slight at Bo, but the national media just does not respect the kid. they will never, ever, ever give him the grace of the fact that he's the best quarterback out of that class, despite the way that they try to hype up Caleb, despite the way that they try to hype up Daniels over in Washington. Bo's the best.
And that's why I said this would be his MVP year, just to prove why he's the best quarterback in that class. If I'm being honest, I think he needs us for his PR team.
Yeah. I agree. He definitely needs better PR, but let me give you a football reason why Bo's not winning MVP this year. The Broncos are going to focus more on running the ball.
I can see that.
Yeah, they're already saying, like we need to figure out how to run the ball. That protects Bo, that protects the offense, protects the defense too, because it keeps them off the field for longer. Catch their breath between drives.
Definitely, because we couldn't run the ball for shit at the end of the year. So
and we've said it once, we'll say it again. We have a running game. We're in the Super Bowl. Bo doesn't get hurt.
Just like the old days.
Just like the old days, man. Them Terrell Davis days, and going even a little further to not quite Super Bowl teams, but when we had like Tatum Bell and Mike Anderson in the Shanahan days, that it was just damn. No matter who you put back there, we were dogging.
Toting that rock.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Clinton Portis as well. Can't forget Clinton Portis. All right, moving on to the next story coming out of minicamp. Members of the 2026 rookie class are already making an impact, with Tyler Onyedem and Jonah Coleman looking NFL ready. What are your thoughts on the rookie shining already?
That's what I like. We got some dogs in the room. Jonah Coleman, I'm telling you, he gonna surprise a lot of people this year.
Yep.
He our offensive wild card, I think.
I fully agree with that.
That's our wild card right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. But the front office and the coaches and everything, they're saying the politically correct thing. They're giving J.K. Dobbins and R.J. Harvey their grace. Those are RB1 and RB2. But by the end of the year, I think Coleman's going to be RB1. If he's already coming in and making an impact like that, absolutely.
Most definitely. And that's what I like to see. You're new in the building, come take the other man's job.
Yep. And then our first draft pick this year, Tyler Onyedem, people are comparing him already to John Franklin Myers with the plays he's making out there.
Cold killer, stop the run. Mm-hmm. I'm excited to see him play too.
Yeah, so am I. Not a next story is not quite a rookie, but second year edge rusher out of Alabama, Q Robinson. He looks like he's ready to just up and take Jonathan Cooper's soon to be vacant spot. If he can, transition that game from Bama to the NFL and be successful at this level, this defense.
He had his flashes last year too when he got the opportunity to go in the game and make plays. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited to see him.
Yeah, he absolutely did, man. I'm excited to see him too. I'm excited to see the difference between year one and year two, because I feel like that's where the biggest growth happens.
Most definitely. You get more acquainted to, the NFL pace. Then it's all gas, no brakes.
Absolutely. So, those are some stories coming out of mandatory minicamp, just so that way we didn't have to end this episode on such a bad note with Jonathan Cooper. So we'll call those the sprinkles on the shit Sunday that was today's topic. So, but that is about all the time that we have today for Life in a Barrel. Reek, before we head out of here, is there any place these folks can find you on social media?
Reek.season with 2 N's on the gram, but don't go follow me. Go subscribe to the YouTube. That's what's more important in my eyes.
Hey, I feel you, but don't listen to him. Go follow him and subscribe to the YouTube. It's possible to do both. 2 things can happen. Reek.season on Instagram for Tariq. But of course, one more reminder: once we reach 100 YouTube subscribers, we will be giving away a Denver Broncos jersey. Just make sure you're subscribed, share with your people, and you might get an opportunity to win a free jersey, courtesy of your friendly neighborhood Broncos podcast, Life in a Barrel. And if you're listening on Spotify, please make sure to subscribe, rate, or leave us a review. You know, it really helps our discoverability. And if you want to do all three, by all means, you know, Life in a Barrel also has accounts on TikTok and Instagram at Life in a Barrel Pod. Please make sure to give us a follow there. And as for me, I go by the name of Town. You can find me on all social media at town.5280. Make sure to hit me up there. But until next time, for Reek, for Town, for Broncos Country, catch y'all next week. Peace.
Life in a barrel. Life in a barrel. Life in a barrel.